Hi there. Welcome back to How to Write Science Fiction That Doesn't Suck. I'm Rick Partlow, and I know that it's been a while since I last recorded anything for you, but I had a pretty hard deadline I was up against, so I had to concentrate on that. And honestly, I've been having a hard time coming up with new topics. I know there's new topics that you guys would like to hear about, but I had to pick a new topic that I could have something intelligent to talk about. Um, so Today, I want to talk about something that has been in the news a lot lately. It's a little bit off of my craft focus on this channel, but then again, it's also not. I want to talk to you about AI, um, ChatGPT, all the stuff that a lot of writers have been hearing about um, using AI to write. I I know that some of you have heard from a major indie publisher that they plan on using AI heavily to try to put out hundreds of books a year. Uh, and that's caused quite a bit of a stir. Some people are outraged. Some people are saying, oh, if you don't use AI, you're going to fade away at the times. You're just sticking your head in the sand and ignoring it. And other people are like, um, this is unethical. You're robbing the readers of their enjoyment of the experience, and you're going to put other writers out of business through unethical means. Really, I don't think either of those is true. I don't think that you're going to put other writers out of business. I think that the most likely thing that's going to happen from this that is bad, that is the reason that using AI is not a great idea for writers. At least, I mean, let me rephrase that. Use ChatGPT all you want for research, for outlining, things like that. But using an AI to write the actual prose is a bad idea because eventually, if not already, there are going to be ways to detect it. And I've heard some people who are pro AI say, "Oh, those ways won't work. They're not any good." Well, that doesn't mean that someone like Amazon won't use those anyway to detect it. And eventually, the big the big people putting out books, especially for indie writers like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, they're going to Kobo, they are going to use those detectors, whether they are perfect or not, and they're going to start banning people's accounts. They're going to say, they're going to put out an automated message that says, our detectors have said that you used AI to write this book, and now we are going to close your account with KDP and ban you from ever having another one. And Amazon being Amazon, you're going to have to send email after email that will not get answered, make phone calls that go to someone in another country who doesn't speak English, and then finally you're going to have to find somebody who knows somebody to get your account back. And that's if you didn't use AI. Uh, that's been a nightmare for people using KU for years now, because there are KU click factories where people just skim through KU books uh, to give royalties to certain accounts that part of that money goes to the factory that's doing that, and part goes to the author. And when Amazon detects suspicious activity there, they ban accounts, no questions asked. And getting yours back is a huge pain in the butt. And I'm pretty sure Amazon is going to do that with AI. It's going to take a little while because Amazon's always slow to react to everything. And there's people now, the pro AI people are saying, oh, Amazon's not going to do that. They're going to write their own books with AI. And no, they're not, because Amazon is in this for the consumer. And once this AI phenomena becomes general knowledge, once it's on the nightly news, once people who read a lot find out that this is happening, they're going to they're going to be outraged enough that they are going to go to Amazon and say I want you to stop these AI book peddlers from being able to do what they're doing. And Amazon, having no real way to do that, is going to, like I said, use some half-baked uh, AI detection system, and then they're going to start shutting down accounts. And the people who think that that won't happen are the ones sticking their head in the sands and ignoring reality. So that is the problem that I have with AI. I mean, I know this is going to come across as cynical, but the people that have come out saying they're going to use AI to write their prose and put out books quickly, I don't think there's an ethical consideration because I doubt you'll be able to tell the difference. Because a lot of those people already put out books very, very quickly with ghostwriters, and the quality of them, in my opinion, is it's very pulpy. And I think an AI can come up with pulpy. What an AI is not going to be able to come up with is voice. Um, I've seen examples of AI writing, uh, and while it can do sort of the style of a writer, it can't do their voice. Um, it couldn't do my voice. I have asked a ChatGPT. I've given it some of my writing and asked it to rewrite it more concisely, for example, or to write it in a different style. It doesn't sound like me. Its choice of words, its choice of sentence structure, it's not my voice. So if you have a definitive voice that your fans like, your readers are like, then ChatGPT is not going to be able to duplicate that. Um, so that's the main problem I have with ChatGPT is the whole Amazon's going to start banning people thing. But there's one other problem too, and that's visibility. Because in the short run, before Amazon starts banning people who they even think have used uh, OpenAI or ChatGPT, they there's going to be a flood of new titles on the market, specifically indie published genre titles. And for people who already have a readership, for people who've been at this for 8 or 10 years and they have a following, that's not going to be a problem because people seek their names out. I mean, I don't know how many there are, but there are people who will go and look for my name. They don't just skim science fiction, they skim my name and what books I have out. And there's people who do the same for other indie writers, Richard Fox or um, Craig Martell or certain names in indie writing. They will look for them. Um, but for the people who are just starting, who are finished their first series and want to put it on Amazon and invest a few $100s in marketing, this is going to make them invisible. It's going to drive the marketing budget through the roof to get anybody new noticed. And that is not the problem of the person who's putting out these AI books. Don't get me wrong. They're not morally obligated to help other people sell books who aren't part of their stable of writers, but it is a problem with the concept of putting out hundreds of AI written books a year is you are drowning the market. And it's not going to be just hundreds. People are going to put out tens of thousands of them a year. Because if it's that easy, it won't matter how low quality they are. They're going to just get that stuff, that content, slap a cover on it, put it online, and hope that if I put out hundreds of books a year and make, $10 from each of them, well, I made thousands of dollars with no investment and not that much effort. And that is going to make life much harder for good writers who are trying to get noticed. So I have that problem with it. I mean, like I say, it is not ethically, that is not the problem of people who are wanting to make money by putting out these AI books. Ethically, they have no duty to other authors. I will say that people who come out and say, oh, Chat GPT and AI books are going to give opportunities to new authors to make money, they're lying through their teeth or they're fooling themselves because there's not that much money to be made at this. And the people who have the marketing savvy to actually make money at it are already successful. So these new authors, these mythical new authors that are going to make a bunch of money and make a living by writing prose through AI sources, that's not going to happen. That's somebody's lying and somebody's being lied to. Now, I'm going to give these people the benefit of the doubt and say they're lying to themselves because that's the easiest lie to take, easiest lie to believe is the one you tell yourself. And maybe they are lying to themselves, trying to make themselves feel better about this, but it's not going to happen. That is not going to be the result of this. Um, I know some of these people have a lot of money, so I'd be willing to bet them $100 that that is not the result of this. That no new writer is going to make a bunch of money through ChatGPT. Uh, the only people who will make a bunch of money through ChatGPT are the people who have the mechanism in place to put out all these books and put out a 1,000 books a year, uh, maybe in series, with the very little effort put into them, and they will get, $100 per year per book, which is fine because that's going to be $100,000 they wouldn't have had otherwise, and they will, you know, not have any devoted followers, but they will, make enough money to make it worthwhile because you didn't put that much effort into it and not that much money into it. So those people will make money. Those people will be successful. Some single mother writing her first urban fantasy who uses ChatGPT and writes like 3 books in urban fantasy, she's not going to make money. She's not going to get seen because of all those thousands of books that these other guys put out who have the time and the leisure to go ahead and play around with ChatGPT enough to where they can write hundreds of books a year. So I'm being very cynical. I'm being very harsh. But as much as I don't agree with the people who say that ChatGPT is unethical, I also can't buy the crap that some people are peddling. ChatGPT is such an opportunity. No, it's not. It's not an opportunity. It can be a tool. It can be a tool to help you research, to help you structure your story. But if you use it to write the story, then it's not an opportunity. Um, it's not going to help you in the long run because in the long run, when this becomes widespread enough that people hear about it, it's going to cause huge problems for everybody, including the people doing it. And the money they make in the short term, I hope that's worth it for them because in the long term, it will be a disaster. I don't care what any of the people who support it say. They have a different opinion than me. Maybe they're right. But there's very few things in life where I will say, I'm definitely right and there is no possibility I'm wrong. Very, very few, because I've been wrong a lot in my life. Um, it's part of being honest with yourself is understanding that you've been wrong a lot in your life. But I have a very, very strong suspicion that this is going to be the outcome, that when all is said and done and when all the shouting's over, there's going to be a ban on AI produced books, probably music too, uh, and book covers in Amazon, and that the big publishers will always say they're not going to take it, but Amazon is going to say won't allow this anymore, and we're going to ban your account if you do it, which will lead to a lot of innocent people having their accounts banned and kicked off of Amazon because somebody wanted to make a little short-term money. Um, I have heard someone else say that they are going to put out these books through a subscription service and not put them on Amazon. And more power to them. If people want to buy the books, I have no problem with them buying them, with them selling them to these people. That's fine. I don't think there's any ethical consideration in here that says you can't write books with ChatGPT. I think there's something of an ethical consideration if you don't reveal you did it. And I think that the very least that will happen, even if I'm wrong about Amazon banning AI assisted books, AI prose books, is that they will require you to disclose that you used AI in the helping of the writing of that book. And I think there's going to be a significant portion of the readership that will be looking only for books that were written without AI. Now, there will be some curiosity. Some people will go and get the books written with AI just to see, are these any good? But that is not a long-term commitment. If you're trying to build a reader base, curiosity to read one book written by an AI is not going to do it. But the subscription thing, maybe it could work for this person. Maybe they have a devoted enough readership, and these people are hungry enough for content that they will say, I don't care if an AI wrote it. I just want to read more stuff about my favorite characters. It could work. I don't think it will. But as ethically, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's going to be any blowback from that. So that's fine. But for the people who are saying, oh, there's going to be no problems with this, and Amazon's going to write their own books with AI, and that everybody's going to make money off this. No, and there's also people who are saying that you need to use AI, you need to get to know how to use it, or you're going to be left behind, and that's not true either. AI is a tool. I have used ChatGPT. I've looked at it for like improving sections of prose. I've looked at it for smoothing out plots. I've looked at it for a lot of things. I have yet to find anything it does that I can't do better and faster myself. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you're going to get left behind if you don't learn how to use it. I think that it is a fad and that it can help you with research, but the caveat to that is it's wrong a lot. Basically, ChatGPT is a program that reads Google results and aggregates them for you and doesn't always do it accurately. I asked ChatGPT to give me a biography of myself, and it got a lot of things right, but it got a lot of things wrong. And the less well-known a subject, the more things it gets wrong because it's just Googling it. That's basically what it's doing. It doesn't even have a complete access to Google or other search engines. It has a selected sources it can draw from, and it is searching those sources and giving you the results. Those are all things you can do yourself very simply. It may save you a few minutes, but then you're going to have to check it for accuracy anyway because it's not always right. So ChatGPT, what it's useful for, character name generation, ship name generation, planet name generation, things like that. It's really good at coming up with technical mumbo jumbo names for science fiction. That's about it. It's not going to save you that much time. It's not going to add that much to your writing process. It is not innovative, it is not revolutionary, and it is not going to cause the publishing industry to change substantially, except that probably within a year, maybe two, Amazon is going to start banning a bunch of people's accounts, and that's going to cause a lot of heartburn. And that is my prediction of what ChatGPT will do to the publishing industry. Now, there are other places it will have an effect. Academia, it's it's easy to pick out when somebody has plagiarized an online article. It's harder when you have ChatGPT rearrange that article into something that looks like you wrote it. So it's going to be a hard job for professors, for people who are on the board of doctoral dissertations, uh, things like that, master's theses. A lot of that is there's going to be a lot of cheating in that. So that will be something it does affect. Publishing, not so much. Artwork, it has affected. Artwork, AI assisted artwork has already become a problem for cover artists. But I also predict that there's going to be a lot of lawsuits and a lot of uh, policies changed, and people aren't going to let this go by. And it's going to be more difficult to use AI artwork as time goes by. So if you are a writer and you've heard about this AI prose thing and you're panicking, don't. Um, as I said, it may cause it to be harder to get noticed as a new writer for a while. But I mean, how long have you been writing your book? How much longer do you have to go? Are you ready to publish right now? Are you ready to market right now? Well, if you are, it might be a bad time. But if you're not, it's not worth thinking about until it becomes a problem for you. And by the time you get ready to publish, it may not even be a problem. I'm not worried about it because thankfully I have a market. I mean, it may shrink a little bit because of the plethora, the proliferation of AI assisted genre books in the market, but I don't think it's going to destroy my career. I don't feel the need to use it. And for those who say I'm being short sighted or Luddite, I don't agree. I think that human imagination is what makes art different than a lot of the other things that AI is useful for. And I don't think that you're going to be able to replace it with basically a Google search program. It's not that revolutionary, no matter what anybody tells you. All right, that's it for me for now. I may try to record uh, another video in the next week or so. But if I don't, I hope you guys have a great month of May. And I'm going to go to Yellowstone, so I'm looking forward to that. And I just finished Drop Trooper 13, so that was pretty cool. I hope you all having a good spring, and I will talk to you later.